Hello? Hello, how are we doing today? I will be on in just a second as soon as I move some windows around um, and turn off a light. Also might post a link real quick. Here, let's do that. It's always important to, know, get your shit together at the beginning of the stream and make sure you can't hear yourself because, hey, I know my audio works. Let's see here. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me this morning. I won't be on super long, but okay. Oh, no, that's big. Okay. Hey, it works. Okay. I need to move my keyboard over a little bit to the right so I can actually type without, All right, how are we doing today, y'all? Welcome to the Twitch machine. Oh, I know, I see why I did this. Okay, so I may have to make some adjustments. Anyways. Oh God, I gotta close Windows. Okay, this is where we left off. Let's bring my mic closer so I can kind of talk to y'all a bit. This is where we left off. We just did a trade deadline. We made a whole host of acquisitions, which I think we can just see here. Transactions log. We're just going to look at the trades from the last day. We can look, okay. We can look at the highlights from the last 2 months or the last month. We traded Kendry Rojas for Jorge Castillo, who is a minor league prospect. And a bunch of minor league prospects. Let's see. Another minor trade. We traded Joe Ryan, our ace, to Washington for Dylan Cruz, Robert Hassel, and a few other minor leaguers. Our backup catcher, Victor Cantarini, we traded to Toronto for Tyler Heineman. And then we traded Trevor Larnach to the Braves right at the end of the deadline for Grant Holmes and a minor league lefty. We added various players. We brought up Anthony Banda and Liam Hendricks to round out our bullpen. Let's see. Taylor Rogers we shipped out to the A's for a host of minor league pitchers. Ryan Jeffers, our starting catcher, we shipped out to LA for Logan O'Hoppe with a 35% return on that. And minor leaguers. Let's see. Had some retirees. We brought up Gabriel Gonzalez. We brought up Kalen Culpepper, and then signed our draft picks. So this was where we ended up the last draft. Injuries. Let's look at our injuries because this matters. Josh Bell's still out. He would have been traded if he hadn't gotten injured. We probably should have traded him at the beginning of July, but it just didn't work out. His contract, unfortunately, he has a team option for $10 million at 2027. We will not be renewing that option. So unfortunately, we're going to be out a few $1 million. Hopefully we can get a cheaper option there. He's played well, but he just hadn't played enough. Let's see. And then everybody else is out for the season. Lopez is out for the year. Looks like he's going to be out for most of next year as well. Taj Bradley is out until the end of October, which will be the rest of the season. Ryan Kreidler, our shortstop, has been out since the end of April. And obviously, he's basically a minimum player, utility guy. Looks like he could play left field as well, so we might actually teach him left field in the offseason, just to give him some more position flexibility. But he can't hit worth a lick, so. And then Buxton is on rehab. He's been in rehab for 1 day, it looks like. So obviously, when he comes back, he'll be back pretty soon, so that'll open up one outfield position. Will take Gonzalez down. And then when Josh Bell comes back, that'll open up another position, and we'll kind of look at our options there. There could be a DFA in order there on one of we could potentially DFA or send down Dylan Cruz, get him some more minor league run. He's played most of the season in AAA anyways, but we're giving him some run in left field on a platoon basis. Maybe send him down and get him some development for a little bit. So that's what happened in the last month. Off stream a little bit before I started, I went ahead and adjusted all my lineups. One move I did make is I moved Cody Clemens into the second base spot off DH. So now we're going to use Gabriel Gonzalez as a full-time DH, at least until we can get some assistance there. Culpepper, we brought him up at the All-Star break, hoping that maybe he could finish his development at the big league level. It doesn't look like things are working out. I might send him down when Josh Bell comes back. He's playing well against lefties in 70 plate appearances at both levels, but I only looked at his 4 for 16 against lefties, 2 for 23 against righties. So not a lot of plate appearances. It's a huge set. It's not a huge sample. It's only 40 plate appearances, but like his ceiling does look like Not that of a top prospect, unfortunately, which is fine. He's a good player. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and sim this day out, and we're going to go ahead and sim the rest of the season, and we'll go into the playoffs. We'll see what's going on. Taking a look at our player development as we go into August. Tanner Schobel has played pretty well in AAA, it looks like so far. 78 OPS, can play multiple positions. He's improved a little bit. His contact rating has gone up, so now he can kind of competently hit at the big league level. Unfortunately, he's competent in all places defensively, just not really good enough at anything. Class A pitcher Michael Carpenter has seen some good things. Shai Robinson from our single A player looks to be pretty good. He's displaying some competence offensively. Looks like good walk to strikeout ratio there and then good batting value and really good fielder. I really like this player. What I've seen, he can play. Basically, he can almost play. He's a second baseman more than likely at the big league level or at any level, but he can definitely play second, short, and left at a semi-competent level, elite range. And he's really good at turning double plays. His arm's holding him back a little bit. Another one, James Ellwanger. Looking pretty good. He's got good stuff. Really good performance so far. 4.08 ERA, which is a 1.36 ERA plus. Good walk rate. Good walk rate needs to get better. 6 walks per 9, 38nd percentile. We would like to see that number come up. Santiago Castellanos. Looks like his ratings have come down a little bit. Diber de los Santos, other one whose ratings have calmed down a little bit. And Raphael Woods, who we signed in June, doesn't look like he's going to amount to much. His potential dropped to 2 stars. So we ended July. We did lose to Seattle 6-0. Our newfangled lineup mustered 3 hits. Good job. Pesta went 4 1/3, gave up 6 runs. I might want to get a second long reliever. I think about it. So let's look at how we did in July. I think we may have looked at this before at the end of last stream, but team stats. We were 9-15 in July. Offensively right now, we are a bit of a dumpster fire. After a pretty good start, that was kind of inflated. But as you can see, the pitching hasn't been great either. We're last in hits allowed. Last in opponent's average. 14th in BABIP allowed, which doesn't really track well. Middle of the pack in K to BB ratio. Middle of the pack in starters ERA, but our bullpen has been atrocious. I need to download the update. I need to remind myself to download the update. I forget now that I have to actually do that manually. So not a lot going on here, unfortunately for us. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and sim the next week. Actually, we'll just sim through Monday. Okay, so we did Hans Kraus. We did place a waiver claim on him as a from Baltimore. I just need bodies in my bullpen. So what we're going to do now is we got to make a corresponding move. The corresponding move will be to go ahead and DFA Liam Hendricks. Go ahead and place him on waivers too. And then we'll send in over Hans Kraus. And make our corresponding lineup moves. And make him a middle. I might make Andrew Morris because we use our long guys a lot more. I'm gonna go ahead and make him a long. Make him a setup as his secondary role. Here. We use Zebby Matthews purely as a long guy. And looks like Banda got some love in this game. Cody Funderburk will be our setup. Not the best option, but Justin, we're going to the traditional closer route. I just looked at the usage for Justin Topa and Cole Sands, who was my other. I just looked at their game log. They always pitched 1 to 2 innings anyways, so it didn't really make any sense. We're just going to keep the traditional model when it comes to pitching. So we're going to go ahead and go through. Let's sim one more day. Okay, so the Reds claimed Liam Hendricks off waivers, so he's no longer with us. Big loss. We just lost a 37-year-old arm, right? So I should have one more claim. Okay, I don't. Actually, I thought I had one more claim, but I don't. All right, let's go ahead and sim a week. Okay. Gio Urshela requests a trade. Buddy, you do realize the trade deadline was like 6 days ago, right? Also, you low-key suck. And you have never been good. You are a corner infielder who cannot hit for power. You suck. You don't walk. Okay, you don't strike out, and you hit for a solid average. Ratings wise. Tell me then, why is your batting average 230? You make weak contact. You have no power. Eat my entire butt. That's how a good manager talks to their players. They tell them to eat their ass. Okay. I should have traded him out of spite. Sucks anyways. Okay, let's go to next week. Okay. Matt Wallner got player of the week. He hit 600. He has 30 home runs. A rare bright spot on this team, and it's almost all from batting average. 96th percentile in batting value. 94% in so this guy wants to be my DH next year, I think, because he can't play defense worth a lick. He's basically the worst right fielder in baseball. He needs to play left field, but he's not really much better there either. I wonder if he could play first base. We may have looked at this already. And not really. Not really. So we got to think in terms of getting Matt Wallner in the DH role. Or we could move. How is Roden in right? Okay, he's not better. By the way, Roden has fallen off a bit since. So he's now OPSing 686, which isn't very good. Below 700 is not good. So, and he's not really, his batted ball ratings aren't good. So, seems to me a minor league assignment is in the order for him. He's played half a season, and so we are still in last place, 55 and 64. We're still only 5.5 games out, but we have like a dozen teams to pass. So yeah, and we'd have to get really hot, and we just don't have the team for it. All right, let's make some moves. I kind of forgot low key that I had. We did have a pretty solid week. We kind of 3 and 3 week. So we'll take that. Let's go ahead and look at our roster. Injured. Oh, well, never mind. Buxton was in rehab and he hurt his thumb. So he's out for the year, it looks like. So we will not be seeing Byron Buxton probably for the rest of the year. That's unfortunate. I wish I'd get a notification on that. I would have liked to have known that. Let's go to the next week. Okay. Hand contusion for Wallner, he'll be out 5 days. I think at that point, if he's going to be out that long, let's go ahead and give him a spot on the injured list, put him on the 10-day, and then we'll bring up literally anyone. I was going to say, do we bring up Austin Martin? But I think we need an outfielder. Do I want to bring up Walker Jenkins? I personally don't. He's got a little more developed to do. How's Campbell doing? Oh, he's hitting 203. And he's unhappy. Oh, he wants to be playing in the big leagues. Well, play better. That deep. I think I'm gonna bring up Eric Wagaman, and we're just gonna move some people around. I'm doing anything to avoid having to bring up Walker Jenkins. So we'll just move Gonzalez into right, and then Wagaman will be our DH. And then as far as batting order goes, we'll just do a tit for that tat here on this. Yikes. How's Dylan Cruz doing for us? OPS of 3. All right, I'm going to be fine with Wagaman there for a week. That's fine. All right. Gabriel Gonzalez has been suspended for a couple games. Let's see what happened. These are always good. He's been penalized for his verbal and physical assault of an umpire. The right fielder unleashed his fury on protest in a third call in yesterday's game at Target Field. He's been for 2 games for acceptable actions. Candidates say the league will have 0 times for any contact with an umpire, unintentional or otherwise. Basically, he bumped an umpire, and now he's going to be suspended for a couple days. What do Clemens' batting splits look like? Well, if I looked at the right part of the order, not terrible. Like, he actually does. Now, granted, he doesn't have that many at bats, but it's not a huge downgrade. Not a huge downgrade right now. Ooh. While I'm thinking about it, though. Looks like he needs to start. I've got him platooned right now. I realized that our Kalen Culpepper experiment at starting wasn't really working, so he's in a platoon role right now. But he has been starting for a while. Yeah, I moved him to second. He started 40. Well, he only started 40 games, but I had him at DH for a minute, and then we put him in a platoon role at second, which is actually probably his worst position, but you live, you learn. I gotta play the cards I'm dealt right now. His best position might be third, or first and third. But yeah, I don't have great options right now. But yeah, I do have Clemens in the lineup. Okay, middle of August, we're gonna go ahead. Wait, what was my? Okay, so can Clemens and Lewis switch positions? A good. Oh. I think at this point in the season, like if this had been in April, no. But I think we're at the point of the position where we need to start teaching. So especially someone like Royce Lewis, who can also play left field. I really don't see the harm in moving Royce Lewis to second. Especially because it looks like he's a better second baseman than third baseman. So we could do that. Let's see. Clemens is only an average third baseman. Lewis would be, yeah. And in spring training, we can teach him left field and get him a little more utility value. But let's go ahead and make that move because it's August. If we get Lewis in there at second now, we don't have to teach him that or we don't have to. And then let's see. And then also Culpepper. Well, Culpepper's the same rating at third, but he can play short. Well, actually, he's got a better range at. He can play shortstop too. So let's make some moves. Let's go ahead and move Royce Lewis, and we'll move him to second. We'll move Cody Clemens to third. We'll do that against. Is that? And then what we can do is look at Brooksley's platoon splits, see if maybe they're okay. He's a little better against lefties, but he's a dumpster fire against righties. Could we potentially put? I've got a lot of guys with some positional flexibility who just don't have the ratings yet, who just don't have the experience at those positions. Okay. So we're going to do that. I think against lefties, I want to leave this alone because Culpepper plays well enough defensively. Actually, well, the numbers don't suggest it right now, but plus the lefty thing. Okay. Let's just run with this for a minute, and then we'll see where it goes. Okay, well, not a minute. We're still in last place, but we're holding 59 and 66. If we got on a run, this division is still winnable, but we would have to like play our brains out. Okay, I want to take a look at my injured list. Okay, Matt Wallner's got 4 more days left. Just oh no, he's got 3 more. Okay, I don't know why I thought. Okay, Ryan Kriegler's coming back in a couple days, but that would just merely help my. Actually, he wasn't bad in the little bit of time he played. We could bring him back in September. He can play shortstop. And we can start teaching Brooksley some outfield or something. But yeah. All right, let's just go ahead and let's take a look at our rotation real quick. See how they're. That's not in my rotation. Okay, Topa's really responded to the closer role. Game log. Yeah. So he's taken to the closer role. The first time in any OOTPM I've used a true closer. It's just how they've used the stopper role this year. Cole Sands is heating up a little bit. He's got that ERA down under 6 now. As well as Zebby Matthews. We moved him into that long relief role, and he's taken to that pretty well. Look at his. I want to look at his game log. No, he's pitching about every other day. I think that's a good role for him. So I think this is going to be the right this is the right staff makeup for this run here. It looks like also we've how's Hans Kraus doing for us? He looks like it is. Oh, he had 1 bad outing. Okay, and that just messed up his whole game. Grant Holmes, not great. Looks like he forgot how to strike people out. But only 14 innings, so. Anything else that needs my attention? Not really. Yeah. I think with the makeup of our team right now, I don't foresee any rallying points. We traded too much away. All right, let's trade another week. Oh, well, okay. We'll go ahead and give him a rehab assignment. Then we'll go ahead and okay, day to day, 4 days, but he's a pitcher, so we'll just go ahead and then all right. We'll go ahead and activate Wallner off the injured list. He was only gone for 10 days, so I don't think he needs a rehab assignment. As far as who we're optioning, let me look. How has Gabriel Gonzalez done in right? And he's actually performed competently in right. So I might go ahead and just option Wagaman. Go ahead and bring Wallner back. And we'll make our lineup adjustments. I'm gonna put Wallner at DH. I think the defensive options there are pretty poor, and Gonzalez has a little bit better range. So we'll just put Wallner in DH. Then we'll move some people around. We'll just swap those two. Maybe even compare some splits real fast. Okay, so I'm indifferent. Okay. Okay. So, talent pool in Italy. He's got Gino Vecchio, a 16-year-old catcher. He's not greedy. Below average catcher, 16 years old. We'll see how that lasts. Oh. Okay. Let's go ahead and just play through the weekend. We're no longer in last place. Looks like the White Sox have hit a rough stretch. Because now we're no longer in last place, which I'll take. We're actually within 3 games of 500, which, considering like how we are right now, I am totally considering a win. Let's look at. I'm just going to take a look at Royce Lewis, how he's still needs some experience at second. He's going to be a 65 overall, so we might factor that into, which will actually improve his value if he can perform defensively. Because now a 108 OPS at OPS plus at second, way better than 108 OPS plus at third. Dylan Cruz is popped for some little bit of power now. Against the average isn't there, but I'll take an 832 OPS. So we're managing him a little bit. Wallner's tearing up the box score. I wish I could just teach everybody left field. I got so many people who can play left field. Not even crazy. Looking down on the farm, it looks like I want to look at. Okay, Jenkins has been solid. Hitting 300, matching what he did last year at AA. His batted ball rates keep going up. That's good. I want to see that power develop a little bit. We're also going to get better coaches down here eventually. I'll take a look at all that as we get to September. So I need to download the update. Okay, we got a little bit of a. Okay. Been working really hard to rally the guys' team around helping the community. I feel like we can do more than nearly any other entity in Minneapolis to raise awareness for the plight of the less fortunate. What you can do short for. Remember, the amount of money you give will be nothing compared to the amount of goodwill you give the community. We're going to give a donation. James Outman is a good dude. At least in the game. He's a good dude. Yeah, we're still 5 games out. Let's see. Go ahead and end the month. Okay, Grant Holmes day-to-day for a week. Did he hurt his foot again? What the hell's wrong with my team? I've had at least 3 or 4 guys get injured on their rehab. All right, let's just sim the last day. That's irritating. All right, let's see how the minor league ran in. Campbell's contact went up. Harold Rivas in AAA. In AAA. What are we doing here? I'm gonna send you all the way down to A-ball. His power went up though. Let's see. Jalen Nallen, friend of the program from our 2024 save. Marlins legend Jalen Nallen. Let's see. Trent Breaker velocity drop. Tate. Did we pick him up on it? His numbers have leveled out in AA. Potential dropped. Davalillo overall improved to 2 stars, but he's got a good potential, particularly as a hitting catcher. Okay. Roster expansion. We need to look at this. There's no obvious. Maybe, honestly, Matt Cantorino, who hasn't played in 4 years. Let's bring him up. Actually, I can always use the extra pitching. And then we'll bring up Wagaman again. Knowing also that we do have on the injured list, we have a pretty healthy injured list. Buxton's going to be out a week. Josh Bell will probably... I mean, I could just shut him down, to be honest. And then everybody else is going to be out for the year. I could also shut down Buxton, too. But all right, let's take a look at moving these guys into the pitching staff. Our bullpen, it looks like gotten a little bit better. We'll just shove him in the middle relief role. How did Funderburk do in August? 4.05 ERA, so an improvement over July. Oh, okay. We'll leave him in the setup role for now, and then we can go to our lineup now. And I got now a right-handed bat we can use. Lewis is upgraded to a 30 out of so Royce Lewis will put him at second in spring training just to teach him that position. How has Culpepper rallied at all? 240 in August, but he did play well. We got to look at the major league. July he was 154, 240 in August. A little better. He doesn't hit for power. We'll see his long term. Obviously, if your choice is Kalen Culpepper or Royce Lewis, the choice is pretty easy. Oh, you know what? Oh, wait. I don't have a lefty bat on my bench. But let's see how we did in the month of August record-wide. 16-11 in August. So we had a really good August. So pretty much rallying back to where we were in May at 16-11. We had a couple month rough stretch there, but now we're behind. We're 2 games behind the Kansas City Royals. We're still 6 games out, so it's very unlikely unless something happens with the Yankees or Blue Jays. really any of these three teams. Like unless something we have to perform out of our ass for another month. So I don't think that I'm gonna push super hard to make the playoffs. Um, um, all right, so we made our moves. I'll still have to look into like when Buxton comes back. I want to give him like 2 weeks um in AAA. Let's look down on the farm. We haven't really done this all year. We'll look at some players we're tracking. Walker Jenkins, our top prospect, 20 steals, and 14 home runs. Double A, let's see. Oh, we just picked him up in a trade. Okay, let's look at high A ball. The high A ball team is 79 and 45. Oh, he's a third round pick. Could say that name looks familiar. Um, A ball. I'm just seeing if there's any. Ooh. And then what about rookie ball? Okay, so we don't have a good read on our players. That's fine. But it looks like organizationally we're doing well. Looks like. Um, um, yeah. All right. Um, all right. We're at the end of our first hour. I'm gonna hop off for a little bit while these ads run. I've got to um, attend to a couple things, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, y'all. So yeah, we're sitting at 67 and 71 on September 1st. Let me look. Oh yeah, he can really only play first, and not even do that well. But he's probably a better bat than Urshela. Um, all right. All right, let's just go ahead and send him into next week. Okay, Josh Bell's eligible to come off the injured list. I'm gonna go ahead and send him down to rehab. He's been gone since 7/26. He hasn't played a he hasn't played a game since 7/20. So we'll give him a week down there. He doesn't get himself hurt. All right. Minnesota Twins recently donated a sizable sum to the Minnesota Food Bank. Nice name. After being requested help by James Outman, the team officials said they felt compelled to act once James told about the work he had been doing within the community. We knew we had to act. Fans are sure to be happy to hear that the team's working to build a better future in Minneapolis, and James Outman was yep. Few games against the White Sox coming up. We did lose the last one, so we'll go ahead and hop in. Oh, okay. A junior Logan O'Hoppe joined the post-game press conference at Rate Field. A hell of a name for a stadium. To offer words of encouragement for the White Sox pitching staff he had just vanquished. He saw some awfully good pitches today. Had a lot of luck. And he had a bunch of hits. He had 5 hits, singled in the second and the fourth, 2-run single in the fifth, a double in the sixth, and a single in the ninth with a walk in the seventh. He's now hitting 242. He's now hitting 293 for us. So one game, he went from 17, basically from 250 to 290. So he's doing well for us. Provided us a lineup boost that we surely needed, especially at the catcher position. Oof. Poor Justin Verlander. Poor Justin Verlander. Oh yeah, let's look. Okay, so all our draftees are signed. That's coming up this week. Yeah, we're still 6 games out of the wild card, so looks like it's going to be a 3-team race for that last spot with the Yankees kind of hovering around too. 14's for 2 spots. Unless we just pick it up. Let's just see where we can maximize stuff on our pitching staff. And well, tell you what, our bullpen looks like it's performing better since we kind of streamlined the roles a little bit. Maybe the starters haven't panned, but Grant Holmes has been okay. Performing like he did at Atlanta. Yeah. And Zebby Matthews has rallied big time this year. He started really badly. Yeah, 289 since the start of July. Putting him in the bullpen was definitely the right call. Granted, he only started really in April, May. All right. All right, we'll send Buxton down to rehab. Mick Abel sore back. Yeah, probably miss his turn. All right, we're still hovering. It looks like the Royals passed us for 4th place. Oh no, they were always ahead of us. Never mind. Houston passed us. We're gonna go ahead and bring back Josh Bell, and that'll necessitate a secondary move. By the way, Matt Wallner is now a 3.5-star overall player. Probably the best player I got now. So who should we send down? We'll send Eric Wagaman back down to AAA. It is going to create a bit of a logjam for us, so now we're going to have to here. It's going to be kind of an easy one. We're going to move Wallner back to right. And we're going to put Josh Bell back at the D. And then we'll make some lineup moves. I think I'll hit Josh Bell second. Okay. Bell, Warner, Lewis, Roden. Got Roden will hit 5th. Outman, Clemens 8th. That's probably not going to fly. Well, maybe it might actually. Yeah, that's fine. And then Brooks Lee will hit 9th. Lefty, let's see. Yeah. And then we'll make some moves here. Okay. And then making some moves here. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we'll make some moves. Here, righty. Um, we'll just say Dylan Cruz. All right, we got a signing, Jose Estrada from the Dominican. Not a lot to write home about. And then Antonio Cruz, another 2-star pitching prospect. Hopefully they get some. We get some development on some of these. We just haven't found a lot of good players in the Dominican. All right, let's see. Let's see how a couple moves made for us here over the next. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put McAble on the injured list. He's been hurt twice. And we'll bring up. Oh shit! Bring up John Klein. We get him. Oh. Yeah, he's been an org guy for a while. Let's bring him up. I think I'm gonna spot start Andrew Morris and make him a long. Okay. White Sox have been eliminated. Then Canarino, who we brought up as a September call-up, is injured. Is it a serious one? It's moderate. I think we can manage that. All right, Kreidler's off the injured list. Go ahead and give him a rehab. And then I'm going to wait for the weekend to end, and I'm going to call it Byron Buxton. Please don't get hurt in the next 3 days. All right, so we're going to have a losing season, and we have been eliminated. James Outman, Bruce Foote day to day, which works out because now we can bring back. We'll bring back Byron Buxton for the last week of the season because why not? That seems kind of risky, but yeah. We'll send down well, We'll send down Gabriel Gonzalez. He played decently for us, but he wasn't great. Send him down. I'll place him on the playoff roster. How about that? And then we'll bring up Aaron Bruxton. Yeah, we have 6 more games. All right, so now we can stretch our lineup out a little bit. We're gonna put Byron Buxton in center, where that's his best position, so we'll put him there. We'll move James Outman left field. I don't have a good defensive right field. Damn shame. But actually, yeah, I do. How is Josh Bell at first? Oh, he's a terrible first. I think for these last few games, I'm going to just go ahead and sack Josh Bell and make him a pick. So what I'm going to do is move Outman to right, Wallner to DH, and we're going to put Byron Buxton. And we'll make Josh Bell the backup first baseman and the backup D. And then we'll put Wallner as up and right. Other 2 positions. Here. How's Outman against lefty? Pretty bad. And not terrible, but oh, apparently I need to get up and walk. They can kiss my ass. I think we'll say Bell, Wallner, and we'll put Byron Buxton in. Take Outman, permanent backup here. Maybe even a defensive sub and right. Pitching wise, I think obviously with the last few days being what it is, John Klein pitched pretty well. Yeah. We got to improve our pitching in the offseason. So we missed the playoffs, which isn't terribly shocking. It looks like. Go ahead and just send the next. All right. Sands out for 2 weeks. Injured list. Call up somebody. We'll call up Kreidler. Give him some bit the season. So we'll just go down another position. That's fine. I mean, pitching or lineup. Now we can just get actually Brooksley's been about replacement level. But we can get upgrade our defense. And then now we can put Lee at all these positions. Yeah. Okay. Don't care about that. We'll finish today. Go ahead and end the season. Don't really care about that all that much. Season's over. Yay, we missed the playoffs. We were 76 and 86. 9 and 15 in September. So very much a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of season for us. We could play some waiver claims, but we're not going to right now. Unless there's some, let's see what the waiver wire looks like. Yeah. Weston Wilson looks interesting. Honestly, probably not the type of player we're going to need. Jansen Junk from the Dodgers. Yeah. All right. So I want to invest in, but okay, let's see how we did overall. That was, we were 13th in batting average, 15th in slugging, so we had no power. 11th in runs scored, 13th in home runs, so we didn't really hit. We made contact, but it was all weak contact. 9th in runs allowed. 70, about a 79 run differential. Dead last in hits allowed. Opponents BABIP. And average. Middle of the pack in home runs and walk and strikeouts. Dead last in defense. We had a few players out of position for most of the year. Batting leaders, we can kind of look at this. Keyshaw 269, Wallner 35 home runs, 86 RBIs. Wallner had an 808 OPS. It's basically, we had two guys that were worth a damn on offense, it looks like. Yeah, because Royce Lewis also played well. Average big league player, 260, 100 OPS. He took the second base very well. Obviously, in the offseason, we will get that improved. I think he will come into camp as our starting second baseman next year. We'll take a look at our whole team as a whole. Pitching leaders, they're all over the place. David Festa ended up being our team leader in ERA with a 3.93. Hope had 14 saves. Festa was our leader in strikeouts. Probably not a good sign, as he was not exactly someone we were counting on at the beginning of the year to do anything. 28 starts, 140 innings, 149 strikeouts. Almost a 3-win pitcher. Not bad. Not a great player by any means, but really good walk to strikeout ratio there. Hard hit ratio down. A really good year. Fielding numbers, we were bad. Royce Lewis had 17 errors. I wonder if we can look at that by position. He had 13 errors. He had 14 errors at third, which feels like a lot, actually. 13 errors at one position does feel like a lot. All right. Season ends, so it looks like in the Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox are in buys. Let's look at the overall standings. We can look at this off. Expanded standings. Red Sox 98-64, best record in the National League, and the Dodgers. Need to move that. Dodgers are 111-51. Won by 30 games over the Rockies, who somehow finished 80-82. 58-23 at home, 53-28 on the road. They were 85-37 against right-handed pitching. 111 games. Looks like the Cardinals and Pirates, Mets and Phillies, Braves finished 76-86. Just personal level. They pulled it. We were dreadful on the. That's kind of what's up. 10-8 in extra innings, 32-27 in one-run games. So kind of benefited a little bit. We outperformed our Pythagorean by 3 games. Houston outperformed theirs by 7, the Mets by 6, the Cubs by 13 games. They were 32-13 in one-run games. And then the unlucky team was the Giants, 77-85, but they had a positive run differential, but they were 25-28 in one-run games, 8-8 in extra innings. So they lost on the margin. We got a lot of room to improve, but look at the wild card. We finished 11 games out of the wild card. It went to the Yankees and Tigers. Baltimore. Oh. Worst team in baseball this year was the Miami Marlins at 61-101. Tampa was right behind them at 63-99. So baseball in Florida wasn't it this year. Like Miami was bottom of the league in basically every stat. And so were we, for that matter. All right, so we got some important messages to read, and then we're just going to fly through the playoffs real quick. I don't want to keep y'all on. I don't want to be on all day, so we'll go ahead and read this important message. Oh, Taj Bradley is leading the Carolina League in shutouts. Thank you. Important statistical update. We'll finish today. I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and sim a week and just kind of look at the map as playoffs take us. Okay. We've got some retirees from the A-League. I'm going to see if any of these guys could become coaches. We do have to upgrade our coaching staff. So Um, um, he enjoys a good book. Okay. Another retiree. Hmm. Well, he's good at development, but only average at mechanics. If that was good or better at development, I would just hire him as my one of my managers. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so he was the only one who retired. I'm not going to hire him actually. All right, we got more retirees. Um, okay. All right, let's take a look at the playoffs. So okay, we're gonna kind of this up now. It looks like the division series. It looks like the Tigers have pulled ahead of the Red Sox after eliminating the Orioles in two. The Yankees and Mariners are tied. The Yankees bested Cleveland, and the Dodgers are up 1-0, and the Mets are up 1-0 by team. They're the Pirates and Phillies, so made the made it out of the first round, upping the Cardinals, Chicago Cubs. Um, all right, we got some more retirees. Um, Second baseman Geraldo Garcia can make contact, can bunt, a little on the tiny side. All right, let's see if any of these guys can become coaches. Diplomatic. Material. We don't love thick-headed coaches. Okay, he's a prankster. All right. Okay. He's not really a great coach. Okay. All right. Ooh. Wu Jin An of Korea. He's very bright, but he's not very loyal. 2.5 stars. We don't know much about him. And then Ricky Mendiola, 2.5 star average potential. Not bad. Don't know much about him right now. Take a look at the tree. Looks like the Tigers upended the Red Sox in 5. The Yankees breezed by Seattle. And then the Dodgers and Mets breezed their way through the NLDS. So, all right, we're going to take a look now. The international free agents have posted, but I think the World Series has started. Yep, and no shocker here. The Yankees and the Dodgers are in the World Series. So the rematch of the World Series from a couple of years ago, where the Dodgers won. This is, I think, the Dodgers' 3rd straight World Series, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, they won in 24 and 25, and they've made it this year. They've made the playoffs now every year since 2013. As we look at their team, we kind of take a look at this. Freddie Freeman, good as always, as he hits the end of his career. Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Tucker, Teoscar Hernandez all had 40 home runs apiece. Edwin Diaz had 50 saves and a 1.72 ERA. Emilio Pagan had 24 saves for the Cincinnati team before getting traded and posting a 1.80 ERA in 20 innings. Deadline acquisition. Looking at their stats, they were 1st in runs scored, 1st in OPS, 1st in home runs, 1st in runs against, 3rd in starters, 1st in bullpen, 1st in FIP, 1st in pitching WAR, 1st in strikeouts, 14th in defense. Tells you how important defense is, right? Probably not as important as we made it out to be. So if you get pitchers who can get your strikeouts, you don't really need to have a whole lot of defense, right? Yankees. Look at their lineup pretty consistently across the board with home runs. Jazz Chisholm, 24. Giancarlo Stanton, 35. Aaron Judge, what the hell happened to Aaron Judge? He is injured with a strained oblique, and it happened back in September. He had 40 home runs. So that's going to be a huge loss for them. 100th percentile, basically, in every offensive, 100th or 98th. That's a huge loss. But pitching, it looks like Max Fried, Garrett Cole were cleared there. In terms of their team, 5th in the American League in runs scored, 2nd in team OBS, 2nd in home runs. Starters ERA 5th in runs scored, so starters ERA 3rd, bullpen 7th, 1st in FIP, 1st in pitching WAR, 1st in strikeouts, 12th in defensive efficiency. Once again, have I overvalued defense? Have I overvalued defense here? It does look like that the Yankees should carry in this. I mean, obviously, the Yankees were an 87-win team. The Arizona Fall League had their opening day. But also, more importantly for us, international amateur free agents. And I'll have my scout complete the invitees, build those relationships up. It does look like, for our purposes, players I'm interested in are McLeod from the Netherlands, big time power. Pretty much all these guys are worth taking a look at. Maybe not so much Willie Melendez. Looks like pitching is not really. What about pitching? There's not a lot of pitching in this, so it looks like if we're gonna get someone, we're gonna have to get a hitter. We'll kind of see. We'll do what we did on the last cycle, which is go max. Let's league overview. Oh, we get more money this time. They've increased the scouting pool. Interesting. It was 4, now it's 6. It just means the other teams will be offering 6. All right, let's see how the World Series goes. All right, we're at Monday, October 26th. Looks like Game 5 of a 2-2 World Series. Ruh-roh. That's not good for the favorites. Dodgers take Game 5. Yankees take Game 6. And the Dodgers win in 7. So the Dodgers, in the first year of this run, reclaim the World Series for the 3rd straight season. Meanwhile, Jose Gonzalez, starting pitcher, 2.5 stars, bit of an introvert, but looks like he's got the potential to be a solid pitcher. And then Australia, we got Mick Anderson, who is nothing to write home. Let's just go to November, and free agency should start soon. Okay, well, no shit. All right. Team trainers open. I think what we'll do, okay, so we got to make some option. Okay, let's take, first off, let's look at our new budget. 206, team payroll of 101 or 110, sorry. So we should be able to do that. Set your ticket prices. We have until that. Okay, so let's review our financials. Yeah. So we have about 60 million. While I'm here, since I've got okay. All right, so let's do 25 for development. There we go. So now we have 51. We're gonna pump a little more money into our scouting and development. Team trainer in Minnesota is available, so we will offer. Hopefully, he's here. We will go ahead and offer. We will offer Rick Jamieson the team trainer job. Maybe we won't have 15,000 injuries. Yeah, so our team trainer did retire. So we have some options to pick up. Hello, how are you? Welcome in. How are you, Heather? Welcome in. We are going to void these options. Justin Topa has a 5 million. He did lead the league in appearances with 76. But is he worth 5 million? Probably not. We are going to go ahead and void his contract. Let's take a look at our scouting reports here. Okay, we had a couple disappointments. Willie Melendez and Vinny Montero. Maybe still worth taking a look at. Wild weather has my allergies going crazy. Yeah, okay, so right now it says it's 32 on my computer screen. And 32 on my computer screen, and it was 75 on Sunday. And we had tornadoes and it snowed. I don't know what's going on with the weather. I wish it would stop. Okay, let's look at the end of the season. Let's see. Jackson Flora, #1 prospect. Liam Doyle, the top prospects. Oh, that's kind of a nice one to look at. Let's look at the team rating. We got to 6th. We have 5 top 100 prospects. We were like 20th to start the year, so we actually did, ironically enough, hit an owner goal, which I don't even track those. Off-season, arbitration, and the development facilities. We'll take a look at those here in a minute. We'll set all that up. Upper part where I got like 4 feet of surf. Not where I got. Oh, 4 feet in the upper part. Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait. Okay. Yeah, no snow here. Well, only flurries. Had a couple pop-up tornadoes, but I haven't heard any damage from those. So, all right. So, I think the first thing we're gonna do before we do anything else is we're gonna look at our front office personnel. We do have a pending offer for our trainer. I think we looked at all this last time. Pretty Okay. I'm gonna keep him around. Let's see, bench coach. Um, I think I'm gonna keep him around for another year. Bryce Bentz, all right, stays. Keith Beauregard will keep. I think all these guys are gonna stay. Maybe we get rid of Roman Borrego, but I think the move here is I think we made these moves. I got to go through and fire a bunch of. Yeah, we got to go up to high A. We took a look at our rookie league teams. Now I'm gonna fire a bunch of minor league coaches because now we got a little bit of budget room, and that's where we're gonna spend the budget. So Carlos Lara is going to stay in A-ball. He is outstanding at development, good at mechanics, only average at teaching hitting, but that's fine. Richard Salazar will be fired. Jordan Smith will be fired. And because Carlos Lara is good at development and mechanics and he's good at all this, I'm actually going to go ahead and make him, can I make him the manager? Yes. Oh, he's not interested in being the manager. Okay, well, you're going to stay hitting coach then. Okay. Not interested in a promotion. That's interesting. Okay, and now let's go to high A ball, Yeltsin Perez. Yeltsin Perez, however you pronounce that, will be fired. Eric Julio, fired. Ryan Meyer, fired. Oh, that's probably what he was thinking was, I don't want to do that job. Here, I'm going to see if he's interested in high A. Okay. He doesn't want to go to Cedar Rapids either. Hitting coach here. Oh, you're fired. We got to improve our coaching staff. Jesus Sanchez, you're fired. You're fired. And then he's staying. Sean Schlechter will stay on as hitting coach. Carlos Hernandez, though, will be fired. And Brian Dinkelman will also be fired. All right. So in all that, we kept two coaches. Carlos Lara does not want to go anywhere. I'm not going to bump him all the way up to AAA, where he would probably be yeah. Okay. And then we'll handle these next year because, well, a lot of them will come off in 2028. not as worried about. I'm more worried about development, which is why I'm holding on to those. Unless it's like, I think I got rid of the guys that weren't. Oh wait, I think I may have done it already. Okay, so let's hire some coaches. We may wait a day, actually. Okay. Let's make some job offers. All right. Let's go to coach ratings because we don't really. Okay. We are about to hit an ad break, so. All right. Preferred occupation. Let's go to. We'll start with manager. Actually, no, let's not. Let's start with hitting coach since it's right there. Hitting coach. I might go refill my coffee, actually. I might actually take a pause here. Yep. Thank you for hanging out. I'm going to go take a quick ad break while I fill up my coffee. I'll see y'all in a few. Welcome back from our advertisements. This stream is brought to you by, I don't know what Twitch ads are playing, but they're brought to you by those. They're paying the bills. So if you didn't get ads, then good for you. You just saw a BRB screen while I heated up some hot chocolate because it is 34 degrees. And it is way too cold. It is St. Patrick's Day. I think for St. Patrick's Day this year, I will be drinking a hot toddy. I don't even have a sore throat. I just want, hot whiskey and honey, apparently. Okay. We are looking at hitting coaches. Oh, well, yeah, for A ball and up. So A ball, we will actually. We have Carlos Lara at the A ball level, and we can get Francisco Lara. Actually, no, I'm going to put Francisco Lara at double A. I have a reason for that. I feel like I should, and that's what they're thinking too. I'm offering you 5 years because you're outstanding at everything. Outstanding, legendary, aging excellent too. All right, so he'll respond shortly. So Francisco Lara will. And then Carlos Montero will be. Oh. Is it just the two positions then that have. Okay. Okay, we'll hire you for high ball. Okay. Now, each pitching, bird occupation, pitching coach. And we have opportunities at A ball, high A, double A, and triple A. So at all 4 levels. So we got to hire 4 pitching coaches. And they don't have to be good at handling aging because minor league players, we don't have to worry about them aging. So we're going to go. I'm going to hire him for high A. James Potts. I'll do and then Kenneth Hamilton will be triple A. Or actually, no. That's fine. 5 years. Okay. So if you're just joining us, we are just signing some coaches. As soon as I So we've offered all of our pitching coaches, all of our hitting coaches. Now we got to go to manager. And for this, we're going to go development as our key and then go from there. A lot of legendaries, but none of the only one here is Joe Madden, and he's 72. He's also legendary. He probably would not be a minor league manager. So we may have to drop down a level. I see a couple good options here. Michael Couture. Double A. Let's go to free agent personnel. The Michael McDonald, will offer him for A ball. Nelson Matheny will either be AAA or high A. Let's look down the list. Yep, so Nelson Matheny will be AAA. Okay, and then finally, and we'll put Steve Chitrin as our high A manager. Give him all 5 years. I think that handles all my. I think that handles all of my my offers. Don't think. Team trainer has an offer. Has 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 offer. Okay, and no one else. So we took care of that, and now let's take a look at our injured screen. We'll make some moves. All right, we're going to DFA Andrew. We're going to waive in DFA and then I'm going to DFA Gio Urshela. or Cole Sands. Okay, there we go. We'll make moves later. I don't care about any of that right now. Salary arbitration. Taj Bradley did not pitch. He pitched 11 innings for me this year. I actually do think 2.8 is fair for that. We're not going to offer those guys, and then all these minor league free agents. I don't think I'm gonna bring any of them back. Let's see. Maybe Robert Hassel. We'll offer him a minor league extension. Let's see. Offer Zach Kent a minor league extension. Pretty much anyone with any sort of like ability we'll bring back. Yeah. All right, as far as these, we are not bringing back Alex Jackson. Let's see. We're going to withdraw from Anthony Banda. Let him be a free agent, as well as Julian Mayweather. Cole Sands is fair for that, $1.5 million. Heineman 2.6. Yeah. And I'm fine with those numbers. I'm not going to move those around. I mean, yeah. Do they, um, they base the initial ratings off off of real life. But once the season starts and you kind of get the video game aspect of it, yeah, they'll change. But the starting point is based on more real life metrics. Else, no one would play it because you don't want to load up the game and have like Shohei Ohtani be like league average player, you know? So these are based on like real numbers, and obviously they do the ratings based on that. Okay, so and then the other thing we want to do is look at development. So what we can do here is we can put players to put in the player development lab. I want to emphasize players who have good work ethic. They'll be more likely to actually complete it. So I'm gonna quickly run through this. And also players who actually have development left. Obviously, so we probably shouldn't even consider most of these guys anyways. We could put Taj Bradley in, see if we can improve on his stuff. In fact, we're going to go ahead and do that. So he's 25 with a 3-star rating. We got to get him in. And then let's see if we can get, let's see. How are his secondary pitches? I bet you if we improve those, it will. Let's do that. Secondary pitch improvement. And then we'll go down here. Let's see. We kind of looked at pitchers already. Someone like him, I would want to improve his gap power. So that's an easy one. And then Dylan Cruz. Again, we can improve on his gap power or his either gap power or regular power. I think gap power is going to play a little more in my ballpark than regular power, particularly because he's right-handed. So we will let gap power. And now we'll go to prospects. Because this is where we're going to see, hopefully to see a lot of this. Gabriel Davalillo, who we picked up in a trade, now is a legitimate prospect, by the way. Could we improve on his... I'm looking at his stuff that's potentially great. Oh, wait. Gotta look at my scout ratings. My scout doesn't love him as much, but he got high work ethic. So I kind of want to improve his catcher defense. He's going to play catcher for me. He's got to improve his defense. So, but I'm going to look here. Jason DeCaro was a first-round pick. I think getting his stuff improved is paramount. But for him to make the show, I think either his control or even his movement. I'm going to do increased pitch movement. Easton Autry, another. He's doing well with defense. I think the defense is going to come naturally, so I'm not going to have him work on defense. Usually the only thing we can improve defensively is there we go. I had to move my camera. I think his defense will improve naturally over time. I want to improve his... I'm going to see if we can get him to improve his average. Well, you can't really improve. Let's see. You can improve. What about plate discipline? Or even gap power. Yeah, because actually, we're going to do quality of contact. Okay. Jorge Castillo. I'm gonna I'm gonna improve his, try to improve his plate discipline. Um, okay, so that's gonna be our development lab. Um, check the waiver wire. Not much. Not much here. Most of the players I added. Um, so we'll keep an eye on that throughout the off season. Um, we've done our arbitration. We've done our award voting. Let's go ahead and do our international scouting screen. We'll have our scout do that. And now let's sim through the end. Let's sim the start of November. All right. Okay. Approved. Looks like we may have to increase some offers. Yeah, we got to increase some offers. Yep. So let's go back to our transactions. Yep. So we only had a few who favored our offer. Most want more money. And we will honor those. Let's see. Um, Okay. So I think, and then we have offers on our minor league extensions. We can vote for awards, but I don't really give a rip about that. Okay. Kind of looking, okay. A few more people bit, so we'll have to go back and the transactions, pending. All right, just a couple more who didn't bite on the money, so we'll offer them a little more. Okay. That should make everybody happy, right? Yeah. All right, let's see how this. Okay. So we signed Rick Jameson. He'll be our trainer. Potts. Okay. I think that's going to. We might actually. Yeah. All right, we still got some people. Oh, okay. Ricardo Olivar signed on. Okay, so we gotta up the value on one more. Two more. Few more reacted favorably, and I think now we should. Yep. Another minor league extension, and hopefully we're about the end of this. Okay. Okay, we signed Robert Hassel. And okay, well. All right, so we. All right, so does that mean do I have all my coaches now? Oh no. Okay. Couple more minor leaguers signed. Now we have our staff is made up now, so we should be good to go. Czech Development Complex, we got that going, and now we should be ready to go into the offseason. Let's go into offseason central real quick. Let's look at our salary arbitration. Do I want to sign to any of these guys long term? Wallner's about the only one. So let's see what he's wanting. 1 year, 4.2. We're obviously not going to buy out his. We're not going to do that. He only wants 1 year. So we're just going to keep stringing him along in arbitration, which is fine. He's the only one I would consider re-signing long-term. I'd sign him to like 5-6 years or something like that. Maybe Royce Lewis. But he's, let's see what, 1 year, 6. Okay, that's not going to cut it either. Yeah. All right, let's go through the award season. Let's see who won some of these awards. All right. Reliever of the year announced. Go to, I believe, off-season center. Edwin Diaz won the NL Reliever of the Year. AL Reliever of the Year went to Aroldis Chapman. Gold Gloves, Logan Webb, Patrick Bailey, Matt Olson, Joe Horner, Bregman, Mason Wynn, Ruiz, PCA, and Fernando Tatis. Fernando Tatis winning it in right field. That's a little on the shocking side. I guess not. Had a big year for them. 4-win player, 242 average with 27 home runs. A little bit down, but Mason Wynn, the GOAT of the Cardinals, saved from the last time. Actually, he wasn't really the GOAT, but he turned into a really good player for me. And okay. All right, let's see who won Silver Sluggers. I didn't have anybody, but Drake Baldwin won it for catcher, Harper, Tel Marte, Adames, Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker, Ronald Acuna, Shohei Ohtani, and then Angeliers for the A's, Andy Diaz, Ryan Rocchio. Yeah, there we go. Good for him. Marlins legend Brian Rocchio from my previous Marlins franchise from a couple of years ago. Yes, I will call out players I had in the past. Jose Ramirez, no shocker there. Caminero, Taylor Ward, Aaron Judge, and Weiler Abreu, Nick Kurtz for the A's, who led the league in Ks this year. Okay. All right. And then let's see who get the rookies of the year. NL Rookie of the Year was Sal Stewart. 295, 361 average or on base, 567 slugging, real good power numbers, 26 bombs. Looked really strong for Cincinnati. And then in the American League is Zach Cole. Who had a strong rookie year. Honestly, must have been a week because RJ Schreck may have had the better performance overall. I don't. Cole was a little better in terms of WAR. Kevin McGonigal has a bright future, but he didn't play as well, but And then Yes Savage, who was the World Series hero from last year for Toronto. Very good 11-win season and 30 starts. Dal Stewart won, very deserving, it looks like. Carson Benj, the Mets, had a very strong rookie year. Connor Griffin of the Pirates, a little less so, but again, very good. Yep, okay. Going through, we're going to go through the Manager of the Year. I did not get it. I know, shocking. They gave it to Dave Roberts. Well, it's easy to manage when you have the most payroll and the best players. And then Alex Cora. So they just gave it to the best manager, which is fine. Whatever. And now finally, the big awards, Cy Young and MVP. Cy Young in the American and National Leagues for the year. As I learn how to hit buttons. Yamamoto of the Dodgers. Led the National League in wins with 15, 170 innings. Led the National League in pitcher WAR with 5. Very good walk to strikeout ratio. Very deserving of the award. Sandy Alcantara of the Cardinals led the National League in ERA and innings pitched. 162 got you the innings pitched title, apparently. Blake Snell had a solid year with 10 wins. Yeah. I'm gonna look into this a little bit. I might change a setting. I don't think we need to live in a world where the innings champion pitches an inning a game. Used to be back in the day, it was 230. Edwin Diaz did get some votes, probably. And then Garrett Crochet of the another Marlins legend, by the way. He was in my Marlins save, and he was not this good. Led the American League in strikeouts. 185 innings pitched. And then Trevor Rogers, 180 innings. Only gave up half a home run per 9 innings. He only gave up 11 home runs in 180 innings. Very good right there. And then Sonny Gray. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and again, a lot of that has to do with how good they were a couple years ago and all that, and then potential and all that. So, Sonny Gray, who was very bad for me when I'm not going to call him Cardinals legend Sonny Gray, because I traded his sorry butt the second I had a chance. Okay. Tariq Skubal, who may have been the favorite going into the year, had a very solid campaign, but it doesn't look like. Interestingly enough, 5.7 WAR, 16 wins. Okay, and then tomorrow's the MVP. We'll look at who the one MVP. Shocker at Shohei Ohtani. I believe this is like he won and all that blue. He is now a 5-time MVP. So, having won it in oh, we don't get to see all that, but he won the MVP in 24, 21, 23, 24, and 25. Now, if this is one I'm going to watch because he always falls off. Kyle Tucker, the Dodgers, was second. Juan Soto third. Bryce Harper fourth. Rafael Devers fifth. And then the American League MVP was Aaron Judge. No shocker there. Led the league in on-base slugging, walks, and home runs. I think that makes him now a 4-time MVP, having won it this year. I believe last 25, 24, and 22. That'll happen in 2023. Oh, he didn't play every game. So his last 4 full seasons, he won the MVP. Okay. Not a lot to do for the next week, so we're just gonna sim until just in the next week. See if anything comes up. I'll probably just play up until the free agency filing date, which will be the 23rd. Because I'm hitting 3 hours and I want some more. I'll go ahead and we'll sim one more week, see if anything pops up. Okay. So we got our free agency filing or our free agency reports, and this is the last thing we'll look at today. Let's see. Taj Bradley, we won that one. Player got that one. Team got that one. Team got it on Cole Sands. Team won Colby Clemens. Player, Royce Lewis won his arbitration case. James Outman won his arbitration case. Tyler Heineman lost his, and Woods Richardson, I'm sorry, lost his. So, okay, and we got some talent that hasn't manifested itself. And then we'll go ahead and sim to free agency filing. And this is where we'll end for today. It looks like we've got some international free agents in the market. We'll take a look at those real quick. So far, a whole lot of nothing burgers. I will say, well, I was going to say he looked intriguing, but I saw this blue here, but it's just for base running. He's intriguing from like a hitting standpoint. He's got a little bit of a bat on him. But there's not a lot here. So and then we can take a look at the trading block. Chris Sale's on the trading block if we want him. The 2024 Cy Young Award winner. Oh, we still have James Outman on the trade block. We'll probably try to move him this offseason because we're going to have quite a log jam. I want to see how. Yeah. Um, okay. But I think that's going to do it for me today. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Kenzie Gore's on the trading block. What's he make? 9.9. That might be worth taking a look at. The results aren't there though. Maybe not for that price. And then we can see the top free agents. We're not gonna be active in the free agent market. Because as we go here, we can take a look at this as we kind of go in. But front office, we have about 66 million to spend. But I don't want to spend that on free agents because if we look at our salaries, we're at the 81 million mark. Some players I'll probably try to get off payroll are maybe David Festa, Cody Funderburk, Grant Holmes. Keyshaw might actually get me some value. He might be, but problem is with a lot of my players, the big contract I could probably move this offseason is Byron Buxton. Especially since he only played 30 games last year. So he only played 56 games if you combine. Well, yeah, fortunately for me, the payroll is not really an issue right now. I have 81 million committed to this year. That's a very low number. So I could commit probably in the 120 range. And we've invested in our coaching staff. We've invested in R&D, development, and scouting. But I'm also looking in the future. I have 87 committed to next year, and a lot of these are arbitration numbers, so they'll fluctuate. But we have a couple big contracts. I'd like to see Pablo Lopez come back, but I think that's just going to be a sunk cost for me. I think that's one I'm just going to have to eat, and I won't be able to get anything for that. So really the only movable salary relief I have or any development relief will be Byron Buxton. Everybody else is like or maybe even Royce Lewis. We're going to experiment with him at second base, and if he experiments at second base, the value here may not even be worth it, especially when we have a lot of players. We don't have a lot of players who are on the verge of coming up. Like the big ones we have, if they are able to develop, will be Walker Jenkins, and then Christian Campbell will probably have to come up because he's already on a major league salary, but so far he just hasn't proven it at the big league level. This was a buy low trade for me. He's not exactly ripping the cover off the ball. He's actually at replacement level in the minors. So I'm going to see how he develops next year. We'll see if we have to move on from. So yeah, we have a little bit of flexibility, but I think looking at the free agent market, yeah, so as you can see, a lot of these salaries are just too much. I mean, maybe be able to build a bullpen. And honestly, that's probably, if I make any free agency signings, I'm probably going to bolster the bullpen a little bit. Because all the position player, it's just too much. So maybe if I invest a little bit of money on developing the bullpen, we'll be able to probably hop on a couple of these 3 stars relievers. That's probably the only move I'll make as far as that goes, and then we'll maybe make a couple trades. I'm not going to be that busy in the offseason. I just don't have a lot of assets to move right now, unless I wanted to like take a look and see if I have any surplus anywhere. Maybe we can get a starting pitcher or something. I would like to upgrade my shortstop position. Maybe we should look at that. Let's look at the free agency pool at shortstop. Yeah, I mean, we could probably. I mean, we're not going to spend 20 million on Trevor Story. We're not going to. I mean, 13 on JP Crawford. Maybe, but at this point in his career, no. Yeah, so. But I'm going to go ahead and save it. And next stream, it's not this week. Unfortunately, work schedule is getting a little weird for me. I work early mornings, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I think. So, and I work tomorrow night, maybe. I think I might go in early. I don't know, but so I'm gonna get on out of here. Follow those links if you want to follow me elsewhere. Thank y'all for hanging out today. We appreciate it. We're right at the point where we would take ads anyways, and I don't really want to continue this. So, yep. I will probably be around Twitch somewhere tonight, but we'll see. I've also got to take care of a couple personal matters tomorrow, so I won't be on in the morning before I go to work. So I'll see y'all sometime soon, maybe next week. Definitely next week, because it's opening up a little bit for me. But I'll see y'all around. Y'all have a good night, day, whatever.